Today we're cooking with gasoline. No, we're cooking on graphics card nightmares, so stay tuned. And good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. You know it is JJ with you once again. First time here, hit the subscribe button, hit the hit the like button, hit the notification bell. Would appreciate it. We're going to be doing graphics card nightmares this week, and it's going to be on the GPU price crisis of 2025. If it's the tariffs, if it's the MSRP, if the company's gone crazy, if the retailers just don't care about the gamers, then it's all going to be here today. Let's just get all the drama on the table and see. I'm just going to say, let's see what they really got cooking over on Amazon, Newegg, and Micro Center. So let's just jump into the action screen and see what they got cooking. Now we made it to the action screen. We're on Amazon, so let's take a gander and see what kind of crisis we're going to be going through this week on graphics card nightmares. And also, too, I already have the big cursor already ready for you guys, and I'm on top of my game, believe it or not. That's why my shirt says boss, because that's what it's going to be like today, is I'm going to be the boss of all this. Let's see, they got a VisionTech Radeon RX 5500 4 gigabytes. I don't think so. 5070 12 gigabytes for $740. No, I don't think so. 3050. Guys, you know, this is just sad. This is just sad that they can't put it at least at $600 or at least $550. No, this is not NVIDIA greed. This is just retailer greed and AIB partner greed. Okay? AIB partners set the price when they sold these to the retailers. Now the retailers have to figure out what they're going to do, and then they put their bite of the apple in there. So, and then everybody says, oh, it's tariffs. No, it's not tariffs. Guarantee it's not about tariffs right now. So 5070 Ti, $1,000. Didn't they have the 5080 Super at $1,000? Come on, guys. This is just ridiculous. 7600 XT? No, not for $360. No. And that might have 16 gigabytes of VRAM, guys, but the thing is if I'm going to put this kind of money into a graphics card, I'm going to find something better for a couple dollars more. Let's see, 6600? No. No. Everybody's sitting there cracking on NVIDIA about having 8 gigabytes of VRAM, but they keep selling this card right here with, guess what? 8 gigabytes of VRAM. This used to be under $200. Now look at it, it's $240. Like I said, the GPU price crisis. It's a 9070 XT. $900. 16 gigabytes of VRAM. Too pricey for me, as I like to stay under $600. And I know a lot of my viewers like to stay under $600 as well and get a great deal. So that's what we're trying to find out, is if we can find something under $600, that's a great deal. But that's $715. It's a little too pricey. 7700 XT. It's not a bad card for 12 gigabytes of VRAM, but for $470, I seen at one time last year the 7800 XT at $430. So is that a great deal? No. 5060 Ti 16 gigabytes, $500. The only thing is, if this had 192-bit or 256-bit bus, this would be more appetizing to me. But this has its downfalls. This has its downfalls. For $500, I mean, Looks like it's got some bells and whistles to it, but if I compare it to the 5070, the difference is VRAM and the bit bus and a couple other things. But $500 compared to $200 more, this would be more appealing for $500 than $700. Yeah, I know, guys, I know. I thought about it, you know, $700 or $800 for a 5070 compared to a 5060 Ti 16 gigabytes. Even though that the bus is not appealing, the card is kind of appealing to me. You know, if the drivers are good, but if the drivers are bad, 5090, forget it. You could buy 3 computers all built, ready to go for that price. You could take $1,100 of each and build 3 computers. I would say on an average of $1,100, you could build 3 computers off of 1 graphics card. Sick but true. Look at this, 256-bit bus on an RX 580, 8 gigabyte. How come they can put a 256-bit bus on an old card like this, but they can't even do it on the newest cards, like the 5060? How come this can't be 256-bit? Oh, that's right, I remember now, because they don't want anybody to go and upgrade the amount of VRAM that's in your graphics card. That's the reason why they keep the bus so low. Yeah, I forgot about that. See, the 5070 Ti, it's got 16 gigabytes, 256-bit bus for $892. Now, let's do this. Let me get out my trusty calculator for a moment. Okay, we all know the 5070 Ti was $750. This is $892.06, so let's just say $892. Let's go $892 minus the $750 at MSRP and see how close we are. $142. $142 difference. So, at $142 difference, that's not too bad. This is $479. It's not too bad. Guys, I'm saying $142 difference is way better than $500, $600, $700 difference. Okay, this is not too bad at this price. I mean, you get 16 gigabytes, you get all the bells and whistles, and yeah, it's not too bad of a card. Except for the software. $700. No, I would rather pay this right here than buying this right here. Pay this right here other than buying this right here. Doesn't make sense to me. Well, none of it makes sense to me really, but those prices just don't come down. It's just stuck right where it's at, and they're deciding to never bring them down. This is where, you know, the crisis comes in. What happens if they have a GPU crash to where they don't sell any graphics cards anymore because they've been so greedy? So, the greed, hear that word greed comes out every time I come on to graphics card nightmares. 2060 Super, $240. 8 gigabyte card, 2060 Super. I mean, people are going to start looking for these type of cards, but I wouldn't buy from this maker, this brand. This is a Chinesium brand. I would not even buy from them. I would buy from a place that you can trust, like Asus, MSI, Gigabyte, ASRock. That's for another story, by the way. 908. No. 5070, $700. Well, now we're done with Amazon for today. Let's go to Newegg. 9070 XT, $850. 5070 Ti, $1,000. That was cheaper on Amazon, by the way. B580, $389 from $250. 4070 Super, $1,000. $400 difference. You know what you could do with an extra $400, people, for your PC? If this was at 609 where it used to be, that extra $400 you could have put into your platform to improve it. So all that money you give to these companies, other than them stop being so greedy, they would take and let you have that extra $400 to go and buy like faster RAM, or, you know, it seems like they control your money at this point. I would never, ever, ever pay $1,000 for this. I got a 4070 with the GDR6X memory, and mine was $600. And I'm like, yeah, I got it when I got it. Look at this, 5070, same price as the 4070 Super. Truthfully, it's a little bit faster, but same price as the 4070 Super before they decided to get greedy and, you know, make the price so high it's insane. 5068 gigabyte, $300. Lowest price in 30 days from Asus, 3 fans. $300 for a 5068 gigabyte. Now, usually your entry cards are between $200 and $300. So, well, $309. So, well, it's not too bad. Let's see. 5090 32 gigabyte, almost $3,000. They got more options for $4,600. Ridiculous. 7800 XT, $639. So let's see. Let's do the math on this. We got 7800 XT at 639 rip-off dollars. If you minus that from about maybe 5 months back, it would have been at $430. It was a good deal. It was on a good deal. So they're charging $209 more for a 7800 XT. It's not worth it. Not for price to performance. No, I can't see paying that. Not even this at price to performance. And I know you guys are going to say I'm crazy about that. Well, yeah. But like I said, I'm not going to pay for something that's not worth it in the long run. $480 for this. Well, it's faster than the 7600 XT. If I look at all the 16 gigabyte cards that are on the entry level, this still comes up over top. Until they launched the 9060 XT with 16 gigabytes and the 8 gigabyte version as well. Even though that reviewers kind of got upset about the fact of not getting the drivers, but they didn't really get upset to the fact that they got those graphics cards 2 weeks in advance. So, making it look like they really were upset so bad just about the piddly drivers, they could have waited, did it the same day. Because I know they pre-tested all their cards before they decided to even go to Computex this year. And we all know that the one spot that they only had to put on their charts was the 5060. So, and they had 6 hours to do it. So all this, oh, NVIDIA did this, oh, NVIDIA did that, you know, all that crying crap, stop. They gave you a free graphics card to do with what you want with when the drivers launched. Now the drivers launched, you done did your test, guess what? You're going to throw that in the back of your closet. So it's not like you use it every day. And, you know, the public needs to know this. You don't use those graphics cards every day in your everyday driver, your daily driver. I use my 4070 ever since I first got it every day as my daily driver. On top of it, run tests on top of it with my content creating, gaming, all-in-one PC. So, you know, if you're going to prove that something's going to work, then you're going to use it as your everyday driver. And you're going to use it for more than a year. And I know I've used this more than a year, and it hasn't quit on me. I do driver updates and everything else on it too. So, you know, this thing about NVIDIA, you know, telling you you can either do it the way they want you to do it, or you can wait for the drivers when they release. It's simple. It's not them, it's the way they want it. They gave you something for free, and plus you're making money off of that card that was given to you for free. So why are you bitching about it? I mean, I would love if NVIDIA gave me free shit. I would love if AMD gave me free shit. But, you know, they don't give me free shit. I bought all my shit. So, with this, all this reviewing and everybody saying, oh, hold hands. Oh, NVIDIA's so bad. Oh, NVIDIA's so bad. Well, you know what? I could have said that about AMD. I could have said that about Intel. I could have said that about a lot of companies. Trust me. I've been in this game almost 37 years. This ain't my first rodeo. I might have had my channel almost 3 years, but I've been in the game for almost 37 years. I started my channel because of all this crap that everybody was saying and not giving the right information. That's why I got people now running to my channel. That's why I have people running to my channel asking me questions and not you all, because you all ignore the fans, the builders, the consumers, and you send them off on a wild goose chase and don't even give them the right answers. You know, and you know who tell me this? My subscribers tell me this. That's the reason why they're here, is because they want an honest answer. I'm not going to go beat around the bush. I'm transparent as hell, and if I do something wrong, they see it. Period. That's when I do my testing. If I get a new graphics card or whatever, all my testing is done on my PC that everybody can see in real time. Not for the fact of, here's the benchmark, and we did it about a week ago, and guess what? Here you go. And everybody getting all butthurt and upset about, oh, we only had like 6 hours to do something. Give me a break. You had all your testing done. All you had to do was benchmark one graphics card. It takes 15 minutes. And then you tell everybody, oh, it takes 6 hours to do one graphics card. Yeah, like, and this is the thing. If I go to Computex, I'm going to drag 50 graphics cards along with the ride, including the free one I got from NVIDIA. And then I'm going to test them all in my, you know, my hotel suite. And I'm going to do it all there. And I'm going to have like maybe 300-400 pounds of graphics cards. And I'm going to take it all to Computex. Wrong. You did all the pre-testing before you even went to Computex. Then you turn around, you have one graphics card in your hand that you got from NVIDIA for free, and then got butthurt because they told you this is the way they want it done, and you said, no, and then turned around and cried about it to the whole internet and made yourself look like an asshole. I'm not cutting none of this out. This is all real deal. So you can take it like you want to take it. But that's pretty much what you did. And the whole skimpy of it is this. You told the public absolutely nothing. There was nothing wrong with that card. You complained about absolutely nothing. And then told the public, oh, 8 gigabytes ain't good enough. Well, you know what? There are people that do play them. As Frank Azoros said, people still play esports games. It's good for that. It's still good for business things like your business, and you can still use them for that. You can still use them for workstations. You can still use them for many of things. Yeah, it'd be a high definition workstation, but it'll be a really good one. But then you sit there and tell everybody, well, they're not a good entry level card anymore. 12 gigabytes needs to be the entry level now. You know what? You don't decide that. And you don't decide when people get done with 1080p. I play 1080p. I got 3 damn monitors that are 1080p. Okay? You see me crying to everybody saying, oh, I want a 1440p monitor. No. You know why I don't? And I'm going to tell you this. Because I use DSR built in onto NVIDIA graphics cards. And AMD, if you really want to look at it. DSR is dynamic screen resolution. 1080p monitors, I can upscale them to 1440p on the resolution, or 4K on the resolution on any game. So I'm not butthurt about being on 1080p. So all these talking heads need to get out of my head. That's definitely for sure. And no, I would not pay that for a 5080. That's like 4090 pricing. $379. I seen it for $319 at one time. Well, actually, no, I seen it for $300. If you want to think about it. So no. That's like almost five computers in one. All right, Micro Center. Then last thoughts. Let's see. Do they got any deals this week? I swear to God. Y'all told me that the reason why they look like that color is because of the RGB. Okay, I'll give it to you. I like the outside of the case, but the fans, they need to change the color of the fans. But I like the blacked out look better, so. But I'm not paying this price for 5090s. And this doesn't make sense. This is triple fan, overclocked. This is overclocked, liquid cooled. And they want to charge you an extra, what, $400? Not happening. Not happening. Nope, not happening. None of that. 9070 XT, 719, 720. No. Still, I'd rather have it down to 550 where it's supposed to be. 550, $600. Until it hits around there, I'm not even going to think about buying none of those 9070 XT overclocked and underpaid graphics cards. Yeah, and you guys heard me right. Overclocked and underpaid. That's because they jammed more transistors onto the GPU die and overclocked it with more power just to make it run faster, run fast as the 5070 Ti. That's to me, that's just a scam. Because that means it's going to work that silicon even harder, and that means it's going to degrade faster. So I'll stick with my 200 watt card and be happy about it. And don't look like Micro Center had anything really. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Let's go back to the main screen and talk about the conclusion. All right, guys. Make sure you get your drink and snacks. Final thought. Looking at today and giving you guys a couple pointers on a couple things that you need to know. Looks like the 2025 GPU scare is going on right now, where they got, excuse me, graphics cards up around the best of the best, around almost $4,000 to $5,000. You go with the scalper card on eBay, then you're going to be paying like out the nose for a 5090. You know, if you're looking for a 5090, because people right now are not going to be looking for a 5090, or none of the 50 series. But you know, I was looking at the 5060 8 gigabyte and 16 gigabyte and thinking to myself, that might be a better deal than the 5070. Truthfully, to me it is, because you can get the I had to scratch my foot, but the 5060 Ti 16 gigabyte seems like a really good deal, and so does the 5060 8 gigabyte. To me, that seems like a great deal. I mean, if you really look at it, because the 5070's got 12 gigabytes of VRAM and the 5060 Ti's got 16 gigabytes, that kind of weighed me. Even though the performance is different, it still weighed me towards the 5060 Ti 16 gigabyte. But would I ever use a 5060 8 gigabyte graphics card? Yes. Yes, I would. Just because I only use 6 gigabytes of VRAM anyway. So to me, it would be an upgrade. Even though I run a 4070 with 12 gigabytes of VRAM, it would be an upgrade for me. But anyway, guys, make sure you upgrade today and hit the join button and become a member on JJ's PC Build and become a member of the gang. And also, too, if this is your first time here, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. Don't forget about the notification bell so you know when I post the next video. Until the next time and the next video, you know what it is, and we'll see you on the next one.